Hello, welcome back to Football United TV. Thank you so much for tuning in recently, especially some of you people from the Football Terrace that have seen our clip recently. Thank you for the support because we've gone up in numbers. So, yeah, top dollar for that. We have got the man, you know who he is, Arsenal fan, Egal. How's it going, mate?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing, bro? My
Mate.
guy, Matt.
We're all guys, aren't we? You know what I'm saying? We're all cool people, man, when we talk about football.
You're wearing the old school United kit.
Oh,
We're
man.
talking about the two fallen giants, bro. Arsenal and United. It's crazy.
Everything, man. It's old school. I wish it was back then, Egal, for sure. And you probably would love the Sega days back. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Sega, the Dreamcast, JVC. Just go all the way back. JVC days. That was beautiful. With Ian Wright and everything. But yo, man, ever since we wore the Emirates, we really haven't won anything, right? Is it a curse? Right? Is it a curse? I don't know. I don't believe in that kind of stuff because, you know, some fans, they believe in curses and everything. I just don't believe in all that. I generally just feel like the squads have just not been good enough. And, you know, the difference between our team back then and the team now, we had the biggest wage bill. We spent the most money on players. So you get what you pay for. You get what you spend on. And I'm not talking about Pepe, 72 million. I'm talking about, think about the players we had on our books back then. Dennis Bergkamp was one of the most highest paid players in the league. Henry might not have been the best paid player, but he was up there, right? We had Sol Campbell. We got him on a free from Spurs. We put him on wages, like high wages at the time. Now it's like we put guys on 350K a week, and we're still not getting performances out of them in Mezzo Ozil.
It's weird, isn't it, Egal? And the fact that you've lost 4 games now out of the 9. How do you feel about it this season? And look, we love the past, don't we? But bringing it into the now, Egal. I mean, how do you feel about Arsenal at the moment? You know, like especially with the result against Leeds the other day. We have talked about it on other channels, but like this is good. This is good time now between two people to delve into it a little bit more deeper.
It's honestly, you want the long answer or you want the short answer? I'll give you a little bit of both. The short answer is we just have not been good enough to expect us to be blowing teams out. We have not been getting enough chances to create. We haven't been creating enough chances to win games. We've been defending well, but unless you go up the other end and score goals, you're not going to win games. So right now we're set up better to face the bigger teams in the sense why you've seen us give City a good game, give United a good game, and even the Liverpool game where we lost, we gave it a go. Where these teams that don't necessarily have a leg to stand on to be in the same category as us have been playing better than us because they have no fear. They come to us as if we're nobodies, and they just take it. They take it to us. They give it to us. Like Aston Villa, literally came and they gave it to us. They did not come take a victory. They did not get lucky. They came to our house and they said, you know what, we're at home at the Emirates. We feel comfortable at the Emirates. And Leeds, we got lucky, man. We got so lucky. We could have lost that game 10 times. The amount of chances they created, if we had half of the chances they created, they got 25 shots off on our goal. Only 4 of them hit targets. But still, to take 25 shots, you're putting yourself in good positions. We haven't done that. It's just embarrassing, in my opinion, bro. I'll tell you this. I always defend my club, but right now, with nobody else here challenging it, making fun of it, I can sit here and say it's not been good enough. But at the same time, I'm not going to be one of those people who say the season's already a write-off. I feel like it's too early for anybody to say their season's a write-off. That, to me, is just being ignorant.
But, I mean, what do you think it is that's happened? Like, you know, you got in some good signings and it seemed like things were going well. Do you know, like you just won the FA Cup. Everyone was on a buzz. Like Aubameyang signed the contract. And then, like you said, even you are saying right now that things ain't going so great. I mean, what do you think it is? Do you think it is the background thing? And it does remind me exactly what you were saying about you were very lucky to even get a point out of that game. Man United had the same problem. Do you know what I mean? Like with West Brom, we were lucky to get the 3 points. We were lucky to probably even get a point if they had that handball given to them. So what do you think, mate? Arsenal, what is happening right now? Like in your mind, in your eyes?
I'll tell you again. I feel like there's a culture change happening at the club, in the sense that they're trying to get away from the way where we used to play, which was attacking, progressive, fluent football, to more of a pragmatic approach with what Arteta is doing right now. Arteta has done that, not by his own well-being. Like, I don't think he wants to be that type of manager. I feel like he sees the players that we have and he realizes we don't have creative players. We don't have a Jack Wilshere. We don't have a Santi Cazorla. We don't have an Aaron Ramsey. And also, he could be in the team, but we don't have him at this moment, and it's political. So when it comes to all those different things, we've never really replaced the midfield. We've let our whole midfield leave the club, but we don't have any midfielders to replace them. We really don't have any wide people besides Saka who actually helps with the creativity. Willian doesn't help with the creativity. Lacazette doesn't really help with the creativity. Aubameyang's just a finisher. You know what, bro? The team is just not balanced. That is the easiest way to say it. The easiest way to put it, we don't have balance throughout the squad. From the defense, goalkeeper, we're good now. Our problem was always the defense. Guess what? The defense is now good, but we can't score goals. When the defense was bad, we could score goals. We never have a complete team. We're always missing something. The jigsaw is always missing a piece when it comes to Arsenal. And it's not embarrassing. It's just sad and bad planning. This is why I'm here. I'm here to vent my frustrations, man. Matt, I'm telling you, it's a similar thing at Manchester United. But the thing about Manchester United is you can throw money at the problem. Now, do you see a similarity between what's going on at Arsenal and what's going on at Manchester United? We both had managers who basically run the club from top to bottom. Immediately when they left, you noticed, wow, these guys left with everything. They didn't leave much behind, because the moment they left, they knew they were leaving to save their legacies almost, I felt like. Sir Alex Ferguson left winning the league. Arsene Wenger left challenging for top 4, only losing by 1 point to this Liverpool team that the next year went to Champions League final. And we lost Atletico over 2 legs in the Europa League semi-finals, and they're the ones that ended up winning it. So when you really think about it, when we look back, we owe him kind of more respect for what he's accomplished with such a bad team and bad organization.
Do you think?
I think he's seen the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, but do you think? Yeah, so you're saying that he realizes that he's not actually going to be backed. Is that what you're saying?
No, I feel like he's seen the writing was on the wall. He's seen that they were trying to go in a different direction with this guy coming in, Sven Mislintat, Raul coming in, Gazidis looking like he might be leaving. He's seen all these things happening, and he's seen that they were tightening up the strength that he had on the club. So immediately when that happened, I feel like at the time I felt like he was pushed, but now I even more think he was more like told what was happening, and maybe he just wanted to leave. But hey, we have spent money. I'm not going to lie, we have spent money.
Yeah,
so it's not money. Money's not the problem. We don't spend money on the right players. We could have. Let me give you an example. Ziyech cost 25 million for Chelsea. Pepe cost 72. Our monthly installments, where we have to pay for Pepe, the annual installments is 20 million a year. If we would have took that 20 million a year installments for Pepe, added 5 million on top, and got Ziyech, he's a much better player and younger, and would offer us a lot of creativity. Immediately, like that, stuff like that. That is why I don't understand what our club does. I'm Mr. Positive. I'm almost Mr. Positive because of the amount of slander I hear. Like, it's not Arteta's fault that the team's not performing as well as they are. You put Ancelotti in this team, would we be any better?
It's difficult. It's difficult to say. Like, I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. But Is it the board? Like, I think you could be right. Like, it's the same thing with Man United, isn't it? Like, changing managers doesn't seem to address the problem, does it? It seems to be a board factor. But then you've got a footballing director, haven't you, in Edu? And you only got him in recently as well when all these other people went out. So it kind of makes you think, what's he thinking? Is he enjoying it? Is the players that he's sort of telling them that they should go for, they're not going for? And is he surplus to requirements then because he's not being able to bring in the players? Or are they his players? And is it down to someone like Edu who's been telling Arteta, look, this is the man to get for defence?
You want to know something?
Willian from Chelsea. Is it the Brazilian link as well? Like, I'm not sure. Like,
Pepe got a board member sacked already because they did an internal investigation on Pepe's signing, and they found that there was some shady dealings and some pockets being filled with money off the back of that deal. So it's not only as bad as they're getting football things wrong. They're doing dodgy deals behind the backs of their players. Like, I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble right now. This is alleged. Let me say this again. It's alleged. But allegedly, Raul Sinelli, Don Raul, was lining people's pockets with money, bringing in Arsenal players, recruits like David Luiz, Willian, Mari, Cedric, Pepe, even Willian Saliba. They're saying all these players, the agent fees are ginormous. And that agent fees could be going right back into his pocket. So it's worse. I would say it's worse at Arsenal right now than it is at Manchester United. Because at least Manchester United, you guys have quality players. You have a better squad. You have better midfield. You have a better attack. The only place where you have worse is probably defense. But let me ask you about United. You guys sacked your manager 3 times since Sir Alex Ferguson. You brought in David Moyes. You brought in LVG. You brought in the next man. Out of all those guys that you brought in, did any of them save you?
They haven't. I've said this as well. Like, it's the same routine every year. It is Groundhog Day for Man United since Fergie left, you know. And I think Van Gaal come out in a statement maybe about a year ago saying the players that he wanted at the club. Do you know what I mean? And he didn't get any of them players. Like, they didn't back him at all. He's like, this is the list that I wanted. And the reasons why I didn't, or I wasn't able to be able to lift the Premier League or do amazing things with Man United was because they didn't back me in the transfer windows. And you kind of look at it, Mourinho, don't you? He had the same thing, didn't he? Where he started off the first year great, won 2 cups. Then next year they got Lukaku in that. And then Lukaku is someone that he snubbed twice anyway at Chelsea. Twice. Like, I can't see that was his signing either. So I think it's similar in that sense. But I think you're right that we have a better squad. But I still feel that Arsenal players are easier to turn around with mentality for playing for the shirt. I don't know what's happening at Man United, but that mentality is just gone at the moment.
Listen, it's almost like the grass is always green on the other side. I'm here, and I'm going to tell you things are 100% look like they're better at Manchester United than they look at Arsenal. Because, for example, you guys are in the Champions League. You guys were linked to the likes of Sancho. You guys are linked to likes of players that are world-class talents and world-class ability. We are linked to Houssem Aouar, who has world-class ability and is a world-class talent. But at the same time, what is more likely to happen? You guys to go out and get Sancho over the line, or for us to go get Houssem Aouar over the line? Or then realize, hey, we can't get Houssem Aouar. We might as well go to the Championship and get Bendia from Norwich. That's what's going to happen, I'm telling you. But hey, going back to what you said about Manchester United, the biggest thing about backing a manager is letting the people leave that he wants to leave. If you back a manager half-heartedly, he's never going to get what he wants because he's never going to feel like it's his squad. Now, Emery, he wanted Zaha. The club told him, here's Nicolas Pepe. Now, you tell me, Zaha, Pepe, what's the difference?
Zaha's a better player, right? Surely.
100%. Zaha is the better player. Zaha can create things on his own. Zaha is a person who takes the ball from deep and drives with it. Pepe is a person who needs to be given the ball in open space. We don't, in an Arsenal squad, we don't have enough space to be giving you the ball in the open space, let alone have you isolated. So, for example, in this Arsenal team, if you had a Ryan Giggs, what would he be? What would his job be? To take the ball and run with it at people.
And
Yeah?
even he adapted that though as well, Egal, didn't he? Like when he got later in his career, he started playing central midfield, you know, and you
There
kind
you
of
go. Yeah. We don't have no deep. We don't have no. We don't have nobody. You know what? This is crazy. We miss Iwobi. We miss Ramsey. We miss Jack Wilshere. We miss all these guys who were undervalued. Even Francis Coquelin.
What do you make about that, mate? Because he looks like he's probably going to be on his way out, and I'm pretty sure that he would love a chance to come back to Arsenal. Would you take it?
Where he's on his way out from Juventus.
They don't.
Last time I checked, he's starting every game.
They're still saying that they would like to get rid of him, though, aren't they? Apparently, according to, but
Because his wages.
he's
Have you seen his wages? Whoo! I'll tell you something. A free transfer is never really free in football. You're getting. The thing is, you're not paying a transfer fee, but you're getting destroyed by the players' wages. That's what's happening.
Signing on fees.
Yeah, and we know. Oh man, I would take him back, but the thing is, we got to look forward. We got to look at we got to look at the future. And you know what? Bringing Aaron Ramsey back would be nice for the nostalgia and everything. But don't forget, he was an injury-prone player. He was never really counted on. The season when he got injured was the moment he got injured was the catalyst for our season to decline. It went from him being in the team, scoring goals, we beat Napoli over 2 legs. We didn't lose in that Europa League until we got to Chelsea in the final. That final and those games leading up to it under Emery were a turning point in Arsenal's history, I would say. Because if we were to beat Chelsea, not only would we have a Europa League trophy, we'd be in the Champions League last season. In addition to that, we had a chance to beat Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Burnley to qualify. You know what happened? We lost to Crystal Palace. I think we drew to we drew to Brighton. And the last day of the season, the game didn't mean anything because top 4 was finished and Chelsea already qualified. And we beat them. We beat Burnley. But honestly, Emery's end to that season before he got sacked, the season when we went to Champions League final, Ramsey getting injured was the biggest catalyst for us losing. And also, after the Palace game and the Burnley game, Emery's lack of he couldn't switch it on. Tactically, he couldn't switch it on. That's why we lost. I'll blame the manager, but at the same time, you see me here defending Arteta. It's almost like, did you want Ollie in the job or do you still want him in the job? Like, let me ask you this, because for me, what's going on at Arsenal right now is the early Ollie in, Ollie out brigade. The Ollie out right now is bigger than the Ollie in, I would say. But the Arsenal side, the Arteta in is a lot bigger than the Arteta out people. So the Arteta out people are a smaller number, but they're louder voices because what they're saying is more inflammatory. But what the people who are saying, let's stick by the manager, it's not really going to catch your attention because it's not something you want to hear as a rival. So whatever the rivals enjoy hearing, they're gonna run with. Like Ollie at the wheel today, until he's gone, you're going to hear Ollie at the wheel because it's funny for a banter point of view. But Arteta, Tapas Pulis, all this other stuff that people are saying, it's just annoying, man.
You're not going to take Pulis. You're not going to take Pulis at Arsenal, and we're not.
No, they're calling him the Spanish Pulis.
Who? Arteta.
Yeah.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
I don't know. Have you not noticed?
A little bit, yeah. But I didn't think it was specifically towards Arteta. Look, I think you were saying about Ollie, weren't you, as well? Do I want him in or out? It's a very difficult question. I don't think he's the man to take us to the places that we want to be, like which is like competing for the Premier League. I don't, and that I want him to, though. That's a different thing, you know. Like I'd like to see it happen, but I just don't think it will. So I'd say give him till the end of the season and then let him go, because I don't think anyone coming in right now for Man United is really going to change up and make any major differences from a January transfer window during this epidemic as well. Like with the market at the moment,
I disagree.
go
January window, if Arsenal can sign one or two of these players, it could turn our whole season around. You might call me crazy.
No, I wouldn't call you. I
But
wouldn't
if
call
we
you
can get
crazy.
if we can get a Husamarowa, or if we can get a Dominic Szoboszlai in January, he could have the effect of what a Bruno did for you guys. Because before Bruno came in, you didn't have a chance to make Champions League. I don't care what anybody tells me. The moment Bruno comes in, he lifts the whole levels of everybody. And if we can get a Dominic Szoboszlai or a Husamarowa, I feel like now we have two serviceable midfielders. Because our midfield right now is super weak, man. Our midfield is so bad. Would any of our midfielders get into your team besides Pate? Would Xhaka get into the Manchester United team? Would Ceballos?
It's tough because that really would matter on that. That's a matter of opinion. It would matter on the manager, and maybe Ollie would like Xhaka. Maybe he would. Like I
Xhaka's only good at one
Fred
thing.
and McTominay, Xhaka.
I would rather have Xhaka over Scott McTominay, but I'd rather have Fred over Xhaka.
So it's one of them ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe we could have Xhaka and you can just have McTominay, and then we'll just call
You
it.
know, the funny thing is, though, if we had McTominay over Xhaka, he would offer us more mobility and he wouldn't be as silly with the ball. So you know what? It's fair to say all the Xhaka stuff.
What do you make of this Europa League game, Egal? Because we were talking about this earlier. You're playing against Mould, and we're talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, so that sort of fits smoothly. What do you think the result's going to be, and how do you think Arsenal are faring in the group stages so far?
The Europa League, man. You could tell by the sigh. The Europa League is not fun to watch. It is not fun to watch when you're a part of it, because you're watching the Champions League and you're like, I want to be part of the Champions League. You know what I mean? I want to be a part of the Champions League. I want to be facing PSG, Juventus. I want to face Inter Milan. I want to face these guys in the Champions League. I don't want to be facing Dundalk, Molde, your local bar next to the cavern on the corner street. I don't want that.
So how long's it been, Egal, since Arsenal been in the Champions League now? I can't actually remember, and that's it's not me trying to be funny or anything, but is it
2016.
4 years?
2016.
Yeah, 4 years.
Don't rub it in.
No, I don't. Honestly, we've had it the same, mate. Like we were in the Europa League last year.
Okay, let me say this, man. Last time we were in the Champions League, I'm going to name you some of the players that were in our team. We had Alexis Sanchez, we had David Ospina, we had Gabriel, we had who else? We had we had Kashani, right? We had Danny Welbeck, Theo Walcott, Olivier Giroud. A lot of these guys are not at the club anymore. We've changed the whole squad. From that team that was last in the Champions League, there's only two players still. There's three players still in this team from that team. Guess who they are?
Who?
Ozo,
Yeah.
Mustafi, and Xhaka.
Xhaka.
The only three players left from the last time we're in the Champions League squad.
Wow, yeah, he would. Yeah, it's been there 4 years already. That's amazing. It doesn't seem like it's been 4 years.
Not a lot of people survived that time where we've been because you know what the club said to themselves? They said, "Oh, we gotta get them off the wage bill." Our two goalkeepers, Czech and Ospina, gone. Our defenders with Per Mertesacker retired. He's still at the club though. Kashani gone. Gabriel gone. Mustafi's still here. Our left back Monreal gone. The other left back, backup left back, Carl Jenkinson, right back gone. What do you call it? Kieran Gibbs, he's at West Brom. I'm showing you, it is utter incompetence from the people upstairs. They got rid of all these players. Let's say yes, the team is probably better than the team on paper that we had back then. What's the difference? Is it the manager, or are you saying everybody else got better? What is it? Because I personally don't know. I'm almost, if I were to guess, the thing I would say is it's been down to recruitment. We've recruited very badly. Alexis Sanchez left, Aubameyang came in. That's great recruitment. It's easy, right? But then here's some other people who left that we never replaced. Francis Coquelin left. We never replaced him. We never brought a DM in to replace him. We brought Torreira in. Doesn't really suit the Premier League. He's very small. He's a diminutive DM. Doesn't really work in the Premier League unless you're a Conte who has super energy to run around. Now, Alexis Sanchez left. We brought in Henrik Mkhitaryan also. Doesn't really cut it for me, Mkhitaryan, right? Iwobi left. We brought in Pepe. I get Pepe's worth 72 million, but Iwobi's job was something that we still need. Creativity from somebody who can dribble the ball and bring it forward. Now, guess what we've done? We've gone into the academy and we're depending on Saka to perform week in, week out now. We're depending on Eddie Nketiah to perform week in, week out. Matt, it's actually pretty bad what's going on. But the thing that gives me hope is that the people in charge have changed. And we now have new people in charge, a whole new board, not a whole new board, a whole new backroom staff in Edu, Per Mertesacker and Arteta. Here, honestly, if you can challenge me on any of those things, what wouldn't give you hope about having a whole new backroom staff? Because you've had the same backroom staff since Ferguson left. Am I right?
Yeah, we have, and it did really look like to me, looking at Arsenal, that they were definitely trying to do something, and they realised that they have a goldmine there. You know, you got a lot of fans around the world. Arsenal, I think, are still like the third most successful club in England, and then I think it's like Everton after that. So, you know what I mean? Like, you've got a lot of resources there to be able to push out a business, which is why they bought you, right? But they have to play good football. They have to be competing in order to keep that going, don't they? You know, like and get more fans. So if that's their strategy, I don't know what they've done after what they were doing, because it looked like they were doing something amazing. They were getting in a footballing director, someone who'd been at the club, who knew it. You know, you're getting Arteta in. Lundberg was coach as well. Like, you kind of think, okay, you know, they can pick up from this. Like, you know, it's hard to replace someone like Arsene Wenger, who's done so well at Arsenal, you know, and you're pretty much at the birth of where Man United were when they lost Ferguson. You're trying to figure out who is that man now to come in and do that ultimate thing. And, you know, we're talking about Arsene Wenger, who came in from Japan, you know. No one thought that he was going to do anything special. Maybe that's something to do with it, the fact that the pressure of Arteta coming in, because he was at Man City and a coach and all that, and all eyes was still kind of on him, and everyone was always asking, like, what are you going to do? When are you going to coach a team and stuff like that? Whereas Wenger, it was sort of like, who's this guy? You know, there was no pressure for the guy, and he wins the league.
No, but the difference is we can't compare Arteta to Arsene Wenger, because Arsene Wenger came into a team that's won the league. What was it, 4 years before that?
Yeah, so it's like he had to get to a certain level, didn't he? He had to at least achieve something. But
Arteta has no experience as a manager. Where Arsene Wenger came in, he won the league in Monaco, he won the league in Japan, he won the league pretty much everywhere he managed before he came to where he was, right? So he won the league twice.
And Egal, like, which is right these days, okay, because of the money, but there wasn't really a hell of a lot of money going into the Japanese teams, and like a Grand Passate was one of them, to be specific.
But he also managed Glenn Hoddle and Thierry Henry and all these guys at Monaco. It wasn't like he wasn't a big manager.
No, of course.
Maybe the English media didn't know him. Let's be honest. English media don't know too much people back then. To this day, they probably still don't know too much people. Let's be honest. But hey, it's unfair to compare him to anybody. Even Emery.
Do you know what?
Even try to compare him to Emery. Emery coached at PSG. Like, the thing, what you have to realize is the owners are NFL owners, and in the NFL, you grab the best up-and-coming assistant manager from the best team, put him into your team, and immediately you can go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that in football.
Of course.
It works like that in the NFL because it's a different sport. But they're running their business almost like it's a North Americans team, and it's not a Premier League club. Like, to them, it's just, I don't know, bro. You're making me sound depressing.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Honestly, what's something positive to talk about? Let me talk about the positives. The positives, Arteta has come in and quickly he's turned the mood at the club, I felt like, when he first came in.
Yeah.
He made us hardworking. He made us better. He made us have a better situation going on. But right now, with Arsenal, the way it is, a lot of people are going to be down on the dumps. There's still some shining lights in Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel, Partey, Leno, Aubameyang. We have the core of a good team. We just need to fill into those spots. What's up, Charles? Yo, man, we're just talking about Arsenal, Charlie, and we're talking about how everything at Arsenal is doom and gloom and how everybody's just upset. But I'm trying to find the positives within the turd of shit. What are you saying?
You've joined the funeral, Charlie. The funeral of Arsenal.
Don't worry, I got at him about United already.
Well, mate, it all depends on the ambitions of each individual. You know, like I actually made like before the league started, I was actually placing Arsenal at third. So yeah, I'm a little broken because I honestly feel like I was dead wrong on that one. Like, there's still time. Most of the teams are really inconsistent, so you never know. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be our fight, you know, like at this pace, like I'd be happy with just an improved performance on the league. So 6th place doesn't look that shitty right now. And, but mate, there are like, I don't think Arteta is a bad manager. I think like he's done some really good stuff. Like, he's still learning. He's gonna like make a couple of mistakes. That's obvious. We have some really exciting young talent, maybe like the most exciting young talent like in the country. Like, we have a lot of young players that I'm looking forward to, like watching their development and all that. But I honestly feel like we need so many players. Like, unless we get really lucky and all of these youngsters work out like quite fast, like we're gonna need a lot of reinforcements if we're thinking about actually challenging, mate. Because like, Egal, like, let me ask you, like, how many players do you see like in our squad? Don't I'm not talking about the Sakas and the Martinellis, because I'm quite confident they're gonna be stars soon. But I'm talking about, like, you know, over 23 players, like, okay, over 21, you know, like not teenagers anymore. Like, how many of those do you feel like should be in an Arsenal team that wants to challenge for the title? You know, like, that should be in a rotation, like within like the 16 most important players.
I personally think, Charlie, this season, if people are going to say the season's a write-off, play the kids and just go all in, because we need to stop focusing on trying to get into the Champions League this year, trying to get into Champions League next year. We need to make it to a point where our team is so good that challenging for the league and the Champions League is where we're trying to get to. So in order to do that, you have to develop everybody. And the only way you're going to develop everybody is if you stop worrying about the players like Ozil, stop worrying about Socrates, stop worrying about Mustafi, stop worrying about Kolasinac, and just play the young guys. Like, Saliba needs to be playing more minutes. He should not be not playing this whole season. This is ridiculous what's going on with Saliba. In addition to that, we should be playing the likes of Reiss Nelson more than Willian as of right now, especially the way Willian's been performing. Give Reiss Nelson more opportunities. Martinelli, when he comes back in, he needs to be in the team, in my opinion. He's one of the best players on the in our team last season.
Yeah.
Scored as many goals as Lacazette and played only 20 games. Lacazette played over 35 games, 38 games. And then
Martinelli's already better than Laka, mate. Like, he's already a better player.
He's a better technically all-around player than Lacazette right now. Let's be honest. Yeah. In addition to that, we need to just recruit more of those young players that can become superstars. You know what we used to do? We used to go and buy the next big guy, not the guy who's about to retire. We were gonna go and buy the next Willian, not Willian when he's about to retire. We had a rule at Arsenal: you don't pay people after the age of 30. What happened to that? We let Vieira go because he was too old. We told Bergkamp you have to retire soon because of this.
Yeah,
great point here, Egal. I want to. I've never. Do you know what? I've always said it to myself. I've never had Arsenal fans give me a very good answer. What happened to Gnabry? Why did he go? What happened? Why is he so good now at Bayern Munich? And
can I take this?
He was a youth, wasn't he?
Go ahead.
Can I take
Go
this?
ahead.
Charlie, the Gnabry situation is not the club's fault. Gnabry said, "I don't want to be here." He went to London Olympics. Was it the London Olympics? I think it was the London Olympics that he went to. Was it?
2012, because he left before 16, didn't he?
Yeah, 2012 London Olympics. He killed it. He performed amazing, right? And he was starting in that German national team for the Olympics. And he said, "You know what? I want to play more minutes. Can you offer me more minutes?" They told him no. So what did he say? He said, "I want to leave." They said, "We want to give you a new contract." He said, "No. Unless I'm getting first team football, I'm not signing a new contract. I want to leave." So what did we do? We sent him to Germany, to Hoffenheim. We thought selling him to Hoffenheim that he would then be happy. He would be back settling. But little did we know that Bayern have already set up an agreement, a side deal with Gnabry's agent and everything. Once he leaves Arsenal, that they're going to pick him up. So basically, within 1 year, he was then bought by Germany. Sent back to Germany to Hoffenheim. Then Bayern bought him. Loaned him out to Hoffenheim for another year, based on the fact that they helped him get the deal done. And that's the end of the story right there. So he wanted to leave. He put his foot down, and he said he wanted thing. And you know what? The reason why we let him go was because Iwobi was the next project.
Which is a little frustrating at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But, mate, he didn't play well enough when he was back at Arsenal. It's just people act like he was playing like he's playing at Bayern, back in the days, and we just let him go. No, if he played like that back then, he would have started for us most games. So it's just some players just develop a little later as well.
Let me tell you something about Reiss Nelson. Reiss Nelson was rated higher than Sancho. Sancho and Reiss Nelson grew up in the same area. Sancho is the one that had to go to Manchester City. Reiss Nelson came to Arsenal. He went straight from where he is to Arsenal, the biggest academy next to Chelsea in London. Chelsea has the best academy, let's be honest. Now, after that, Reiss Nelson was the guy who was running the national teams, everything. Every year, Reiss Nelson was the one that was spoken about. Sancho was like the younger boy out of the two of them. Now that Sancho's getting an opportunity, we've seen what he can do. Reiss Nelson got an opportunity in Germany. We've seen what he could do. He scored 7 goals in his appearances that he had. I personally think if we play Reiss Nelson, am I crazy to think that he's going to give us more for the future than Willian would? Even though we have Willian for 3 years, I'd rather see 3 years of Reiss Nelson.
Mate, I honestly feel like if we have a lot of talent on the wings. It's our most stacked position by far. So I honestly feel like Willian has more of a job to do as a creative player, as a number 10 coming off the mid. So I think there's room for both. Willian has not been performing. That's very true. But we don't have enough people making stuff happen, so I wouldn't just exile him off the team for sure. But I understand the logic behind it. I haven't seen enough from Arsenal games. I know he did okay at Germany. People overhype his stay at Germany a little bit. He wasn't a full starter, he didn't shine, but he was okay. He showed glimpses of what he can do. But at Arsenal, I haven't seen enough to say like he deserves a lot of minutes, but probably more than he has been getting because, like the people ahead of him haven't been performing that well. Like the only winger that has been doing better than him, like for sure, because everyone else is doing poorly, is Saka. That's it. So yeah, he should be playing a little more.
Charlie, touching up on what Egal was saying with me earlier, the fact that they were tightening up the backboard, you know what I mean? They were getting rid of the dead wood in the backboard, and they were bringing in people that knew the club and wanted to do the role there and were happy to be there. And then it doesn't seem to be going so well. Even Egal agrees. So would you agree with that? Do you think there's something a bit deeper going on at the club? Is it a similar thing to Manchester United? What do you make of it?
I feel like if you take the results
I thought you were
away,
gonna cry there.
like I'm almost crying. Like it makes sense to cry sometimes.
If you don't laugh, you cry.
Exactly. It's like if you try to look like at things, ignoring the results a little bit, which I know it's hard to do. But most of the stuff that these new guys like brought it's not bad. Like Pepe like could be considered as like so far a flop, but like the things that they've been trying to install, like it's not. I don't know. Most of the new recruitment's fine. Like our biggest problem is that we have a bunch of like really expensive turds. Like it's hard to bring in new people when we're paying like these players so much money.
Just say his name, Ozo.
Mainly Ozo. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
You're trying to push a turd that shiny that it just is not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, it's Ozo's the biggest problem because his salary is just ridiculous. But you also have the likes of Kolasinac, who Ozil was once brilliant. Like maybe overhyped, but really good player. Kolasinac,
right for Bosnia.
How? Like, no, it makes no sense. Like he should be anything other than a football player. It makes no sense. You have Socrates as well. You have Mustafi, who plays one or two good games in 19,000 horrible games. Oh, yeah, I don't think the board's that like as poor as people say they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon, but before I go, I'm just gonna say this. What do you call it, Matt? I personally think the thing that needs to bring us back to the top is trusting in a cohesive unit of people to bring us back there. And to me, if that means we have to trust in Arteta, Edu, and Per Mertesacker to work together as a team to bring us back, then do it. Because I feel like if we were to sack Arteta today, we would have to start from square one with another manager, and that would set us back another year.
There's no, sure next Jurgen Klopp. Like, there's no one that we know is going to be, like, an amazing manager in the future. Like, it's just, I don't see a safe choice.
Guys, do you want to shout out your social medias and let everyone know where they can find you? And, yeah, and they can find out exactly what you want to talk about after Europa League tomorrow.
Yeah. No, Europa League's on Thursday. Tomorrow's still Champions
League football. 2 days from now.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
I'll get started. You guys already know. You can catch me on EGTV. That's what's up. You already know where to catch me. EGTV, that's my YouTube channel. And you can also catch me on Twitter at the Kitty G. That's where I get my frustrations out during after games, before games. And you know what? You can always catch me on here with Matt and the rest of the guys, man.
Thanks for coming on. We just like sort of did this like last minute thing, didn't we, Egal? Do you know what I mean? We were like, should we just do a vlog? Yeah, let's just chat about Arsenal and a little bit of Man United. Charlie, shout out your socials.
All right. Well, first of all, sorry I was late. Thanks for having me here again. Always love being on this channel. I'm eventually going to make Egal invite me to his channel as well. Like, that's going to happen at some point. But you can always catch me here and on Twitter at MarleyChillin. I love that you put my page there so people can catch it. No problem with the spelling. So yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Brilliant, guys, and thank you for tuning in to Football United TV. And don't take everything so seriously what people say on there, because I'm just a host, and if I ask a question and people answer it, That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get, okay? So, everybody...
The world's flat.
Yeah, exactly. Subscribe. Mate, they do. Share, subscribe, like, Twitter, YouTube. You know the rest. Egal, Charlie.
Peace.
Peace.